2 years ago, we were approached by the Iowa Soybean Association to look at this project. So we took on the challenge, and it turned out quite well.
My husband and I got involved with the Soybean Association's Rusty Patch Bumblebee planting because we feel it's important to give back to the environment and make sure that the general consumer knows that farmers care.
My sisters and I own a 450-acre farm. About 100 acres of that right now is in conservation practices, CRP and other types of programs. Our parents really instilled in us a respect for the land and nature, and it feels really good knowing that even small changes that we can implement can have a pretty big impact environmentally.
Our previous experience with developing habitat for wildlife was so positive that when we had an opportunity to do that again, we wanted to. And we particularly wanted to put the prairie strips in because this provided opportunities for the drainage to be filtered through those deep roots and reduce the nitrogen runoff that would go into the watershed.
Seeing what we see, listening to the buzz of the bees and all the other insects, seeing more birds, knowing that there's so much life happening on top of the soil, but also knowing that we're serving the microorganisms and nourishing them underground, helping with filtration. It's really been a big return for our input.
Since 2019, I think we've restored over 1,000 acres from the Partners for Fish and Wildlife program. We've reached a whole suite of other landowners that we otherwise would not have had access to that Soybean Association brought into the fold. There are a lot more partners, Practical Farmers of Iowa, the DNR, that are focusing on pollinator projects, and just the awareness around pollinators has really increased.
Rusty Patch Bumblebee populations from 2019, there was only a couple spots where they were found across the state. Now, if you pull up the map from 2019 to 2022, the whole eastern side is high priority zones for them. So these areas that we've been finding them in have increased probably tenfold, and we're finding them all across the state. Today we were out in the prairie strip seeing bees that wouldn't be here otherwise. And now that there's this prairie strip, there's bees, butterflies, we've seen monarchs out there.
We are very excited to see the emergence of species that we have not seen since we were kids. We've seen many more monarchs in the last couple of years. That's very exciting to us. We also are hearing birds like bobolinks and meadowlarks. We see more pheasants. These were species that we saw when we were growing up, that we heard when we were growing up, and here they are again. That's really exciting.
Everybody plays a part in this. The best thing that farmers can do is look over their entire farm, try to understand which is maybe marginal farmland that they're not really growing anything, and then consider converting that to pollinator habitat.
We all do things to preserve and conserve our farms, whether it's soil conservation, no-till, cover crops, terraces, I can go on, but the general public doesn't see that. You know, we're doing so many things out here, but it's not real visible. This is something that is eye-catching. This is flowers, they're pinks, they're purples, yellows. It catches people's eyes and it starts a conversation. More than once we've had somebody I see in town, hey, I see those cool flowers, what are you doing? And it's a great opportunity to tell our story.
This partnership, these programs are voluntary. You don't have to do it, but if you have goals that align with what we're doing, there are things, there are people, there are programs to help you do it. And it doesn't have to be big. Every little bit counts.
Just take a small area and challenge yourself a little bit, but just get involved and try it.
This project was a win-win in every aspect. We have this beauty for us. The environmental impact is very impressive, and economically it's feasible. This is a joyous collaboration. The human heart needs that, and we would encourage everybody to try it.